that we bought from before was brand loyalty. Now we have marketplace reputation, and that's totally replacing brand loyalty. So this is what drives marketplace reputation, and this is what drives sales. So once people see that, you're this really reputable product through the search rankings, through the filter system, then they come to your product, they have all the information that they need to buy, higher conversion rates, more sales. People aren't going to be returning too many products if they feel like they have all the information they need to buy. Oftentimes what drives those returns is when they get something and it's different than what they thought they were going to get. And with that, you're going to get more 5-star reviews, and all those 5-star reviews, and again, juice the marketplace reputation you have, which then creates an even higher quality listing, and this flywheel starts to drive itself. So one of the big things that people don't realize is that the same flywheel then drives other marketplaces. And the other marketplaces actually drive your Amazon sales as well as your Shopify sales wherever you sell today. So this is sort of the next evolution here is once you've really mastered Amazon, you will start to stagnate there, where you get passed by other folks who then grow their brand to be bigger than your current sales channel. So 95% Club, a lot of folks are just sort of focusing on bare minimum when it comes to getting the listings up. Technically being able to buy your product versus having really strong marketplace presence is totally different. You might have heavy reliance on advertising spend to juice your sales, and you have to really manually keep up, which can be very difficult. So the 5% Club, they have totally optimized listings, all the deep item specs, which drive that filter system and the SEO, and then they expand their brand beyond Amazon. This is one of the biggest misconceptions that I think I hear. One of the most common confusion points is, hey, if I expand beyond Amazon, if I expand beyond Shopify, I think folks kind of start either on Amazon or Shopify today. Wouldn't I just be cannibalizing my own sales, right? But that's not what we actually see in data. When you actually have a strong presence everywhere, it has a juicing effect to your primary sales channel. I'll get into that in a second. Another big thing here is that you're actually reducing your advertising spend with high quality listings. So you can be pouring money into advertising, but if you don't have a high quality listing, I like to view it as sort of like you need to get a fire built before you pour the gasoline on top. So you can be really lighting money on fire if you don't have a proper setup before you start to invest in advertising. And you really want to build that flywheel not just for one of your products, but for all of your products. And this again, really important, not just on Amazon, but when you expand beyond Amazon, you need to have that same presence that you have on Amazon that you've worked so hard on everywhere you sell. And that's a really difficult problem. So I said this a second ago, but adding additional channels does not cannibalize your primary sales channel. It actually has the opposite effect. I'll talk about it in two ways. One on Amazon. I'll have a little bit of an Amazon focus here because I know that there's a lot of Amazon folks here today. I'm on the Amazon stage. But yeah, so there's sort of new audiences that don't just buy on Amazon that you're going to be able to hit, and that's sort of the obvious one. When you start to go to eBay, when you go to Walmart, when you actually invest in your own branded website, in your Shopify, ecommerce, whatever you might use. So hitting those new audiences is obvious for increasing sales, but it's also something that increases your brand value, your brand awareness. Someone might go into someone's house and see your product that someone else bought from somewhere else, and that might have them searching Amazon for it. Another big thing that people might not know is that, or I'm sure you know, but you might not think about, when you actually have a super high quality listing on a place like Walmart or eBay, they do a lot of advertising. They spend a lot of money on advertising on Google to bring people in and to show your products, and a lot of people, they have a lot of eyeballs already kind of going to their website that might find your product. And a lot of these folks might really prefer to buy with Prime. They just pay for Prime, they really enjoy the Prime experience, and they go back to Amazon and they buy. So when you actually get properly listed on a place like eBay and Walmart, you actually start to create a lot more Amazon sales, and that's one of those big sort of misconceptions. Same thing on Web Store. When you add, this is actually Web Store specific, but when we start to add additional channels to your Web Store, a lot of people only buy on Amazon, like I called out. This is opening up your brand to a whole new market, which increases your brand awareness through many different methods. And as you add more and more sales channels, you start to juice your primary sales channel more and more as you get that brand really out there. But it's really difficult. This is real Zentel data. What we find is people typically have around 5 to 20% of their GMV on Walmart in our customer base, and that really starts to get to the 20% based on the percentage of catalog they have up. Most people I talk to think that 5% might be like a pipe dream. Some people are already really successful there. Depending on, it's really hard to hit those numbers. A lot of people will try Walmart in a different way than they tried Amazon. They know with Amazon they're pouring their whole day into this, day after day, to get the sales, to make sure that they have the 5-star reviews. They're having people go in and buy, their friends, their family, right? And that same effort that you put into creating a super high quality presence on Amazon, you might not be spending on a place like Walmart. And you might, what most folks try is dipping their toes, maybe try a product or two, or they might buy a cheaper solution, something at $20, $50 range, which might technically, connect some of their products up, but it's typically the bare minimum. It's not the same sort of flywheel that you're going to create when you're only doing title description, you're not doing all the item specs, you're not juicing the SEO. And so at the end of the day, you don't have a super high quality listing, and you actually might have, in the worst case, a reverse flywheel, right? You might have people buying, not knowing what they're buying, returning low-star reviews, and it's really hard to recover from that. So when you invest in something like Walmart, you want to invest in it in the same way, where you get those super high quality listings, and you want to invest to get to 100% of your catalog, which then really, not just creates a whole lot of new revenue, 20% of your GMV, of your sales, but also then increases your brand reach to the same percentage, increasing your Amazon or your Shopify sales. So this is a really hard problem to do. This 95% club, these folks are typically doing things more manually. They might be buying a cheaper solution that might do the minimum, and they might have really poor visibility into that. And it can be really hard to understand where your problems are and why you're not seeing that level of success. The 5% club, they're relying on automation. They're automatically translating this high quality data that they might have in a place like Amazon to a new place like Walmart. And this is one of those things that it's just like, once you sort of hit that level of success and you start to move to other sales channels, it becomes impossible to not, it becomes impossible to scale without using software at some point to do it successfully. So another big point I want to make here, not just with but you start to run into other massive problems when it comes to things like fulfillment. Obviously, Amazon does a great job. FBA, they do everything for you. That becomes a lot harder to do on other sales channels because FBA is not allowed for places like Walmart or eBay. A lot of folks do it. A lot of folks get banned. It's a choice you can make, but you really want to have something that's really compliant for all the different places that you're selling. You start your own Shopify, whatnot. So being able to plug that fulfillment system in, no matter where you're selling, all the different pieces of your business when it comes to the financial, the inventory planning, being able to have all the reporting, making it all work well, you really need to have a centralized platform to help you manage that brand expansion. So 5%, they really invest in a platform to drive the sales efficiencies. There's two key components to a successful expansion. It's really the listing data. I talked a lot about that quality listing flywheel earlier, and it's the fulfillment side. We need to have compliant fulfillment. These are the two big hurdles that people have to solve, that you don't have to solve when you're selling on Amazon. If you're just selling on Shopify, you have the fulfillment piece already sort of locked down, but the listing data is still really difficult. So quick plug, our approach here at Zentel, called out in the beginning, we are software. We help people solve this problem. We help people grow 3 times faster on Amazon than the marketplace at large. And we do that through helping them sell multi-channel, so we also use a lot of their other sales. We really focus hard on this platform approach, which makes it feel like you're managing many, just tens of item types, of attributes, of valid values. Same thing on Walmart, same thing on eBay. It's a massive scale problem to be able to solve this on every different marketplace when you have a sizable catalog, or even sometimes a not so large catalog when you're selling lots of different places, and be able to do it in the way that's going to be successful on Walmart, where the rules are totally different, on eBay, where the rules are totally different. Different things juice your sales there than on Amazon. So our unique approach on this, we're the only company in the world that automates that mapping process, so you have no configuration. This has been really helpful for our sellers, rather than having to sort of manage the switchboard and get all that configuration right and have that visibility to know what's working or not. We looked at it and said, hey, there's sort of a natural way to get from an Amazon listing to a Walmart listing to an eBay listing. Can we centralize this and have a central catalog where people can manage, and it automatically keeps up with any changes that the marketplaces make, which is the other side of it, because they're every year sort of updating their requirements, their item specs, which are again super important to keep on top of to actually create sales. Second part of this, fulfillment. We make it really easy to plug your fulfillment into our platform, so no matter where you sell, you have compliant fulfillment. We work with many of the largest fulfillment providers, as well as if you use ShipStation, WMS like Speedbolt or something, all that native integrations you can plug straight into our platform, so you can have that available no matter where you're selling. Our mission is really to make e-commerce simple. We really view ourselves as a central command center, tying all these different pieces together to make it really, really dead simple to add new marketplaces to your business and to grow your existing sales channels. And again, with this approach, our average customer has been growing 50% year over year, and has been growing 3 times faster than the rest on Amazon. So we've learned a lot from them, which we've plugged into software, and that sort of fuels our own flywheel, which has really helped us grow. Any questions on anything I presented today? Happy to go more in detail with you at our booth. We have a great team with us today that are wildly knowledgeable about multi-channel selling, as well as how to be successful in places like Amazon. So come visit us, booth 5189, or come talk to me after the show, or after the presentation. I think I left enough time for Q&A. I was hoping to. Looks like I did. So any questions while I'm still up here? No, I should have planted people around. Oh, we got one. Yeah. Rising tide raises all ships, whatnot, however that saying goes. That's what we see time and time again. All the data that we have shows that's really effective, and we have the tools necessary to monitor your own performance and how the different, the investment in the listing quality and these other marketplaces could help your current sales channels.
So my question is about Walmart fulfillment, right? So the question is, if you're going to sell on Walmart, you're selling on Amazon now. Do you have to place goods in Walmart's fulfillment system, or can you do brown box packaging out of Amazon, right? Because that's why Amazon did it. No Amazon packaging, labeling, etc. What do you need to do to not get banned?
Yeah, great question. I spent a lot of time on this problem. You do not need to use Walmart fulfillment. It's not a requirement on Walmart, but there are benefits just like using FBA. FBA has like 90% adoption on Amazon, and that's because when you use FBA, you make more sales. Similar sort of thing with Walmart, where they're really trying to push people towards their own fulfillment, and that could have really big sales benefits. The other side of this question is Amazon spent, Amazon, at first when Walmart first launched, they used to have a brown box program before that, and they canceled it. When Walmart launched, they're like, we don't want to be giving any of our business to these new places where people are buying. They viewed it as competitive. And then sort of a lot of funding went into new fulfillment methods. These 3PLs started to get massive funding rounds and start to get built up to be the FBA off Amazon. So I think Amazon sort of realized, hey, maybe this is a mistake. We just invested, hundreds of billions of dollars into physical infrastructure. They did the same play with the US with their own data centers. They said, why aren't we the FBA off Amazon? We shouldn't be viewed as so competitive. We should be this sort of backbone infrastructure that people need for e-commerce. So now they're taking moves to offer the brown box. They're offering not going through Amazon logistics because those tracking numbers will get flagged by places like Walmart. There's nothing to do with them, right? So now you can force on Amazon side with the FBA, with the MCF program, multi-channel fulfillment program, you can force it to not go through Amazon logistics. You can force it to go into brown box, which should be compliant based on Walmart's rules. But Walmart views this as competitive to their WFS product, and they still have mechanisms, even if you're shipping in a brown box, even if you're using UPS to ship, instead of Amazon logistics, and they can still ban you, and we've seen it. So unfortunately, a lot of folks do it. I think that they sometimes look the other way. Basically, same sort of problems arise there. The value that you can provide a big brand is saying, hey, you can pull up the search results page and say, hey, when I search your product, I see someone else's product that looks just like yours, but they're kicking your ass right now. I don't know if I can curse at that stage, but I'll try. Because they have reviews. You guys have like 3-star reviews because they're getting sold by unauthorized resellers that are listing it anyway. These listings look terrible, and why is someone going to buy your product instead of this other one that looks great, right?
Okay.
So that's what I recommend there. That's the value you can provide as an authorized reseller.
Thank you kindly.
No worries. Any other questions? I think I'm over time anyway. Thank you everyone for your time.